Morning. This is Dan with We the People. Have to excuse me today. I'm in a lot of pain. My shoulder is killing me from yesterday. But anyhow, this video is basically to address Dusty Data's question that he asked in his video about what does patriotism have to do with prepping. Well, the short answer is you don't have to be a patriot to prep. I mean, everybody preps for their own reasons. Okay, a lot of us prep out of patriotism because this country was founded on certain principles, and you know, one of the principles was to be independent, not dependent on the government, and it was also that we aren't to answer to the government, but the government answer to us. Well, as you've seen, that role has been reversed. It's now we answer to the government. They don't really answer to us. I mean, you can see that clearly in everyday life now. I mean, we get new laws that we don't approve of passed. We get rights taken away. So yeah, a lot of people that prep are patriots in the fact that, we're preparing for what the government is doing. Okay? I don't want to have to depend on the government. And like I said, the way this country was founded was that we wouldn't be dependent on the government. Okay? So, yeah, my preps basically are because I don't want to have to depend on the government to give me food, give me shelter, water, that's basically what it has to do with patriotism, buddy. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love you to death, man. You make some weird videos, Dusty. You do. I mean, I get a kick out of them, but, we prep for different reasons. You don't have to be a patriot to prep. I know a few preppers that are liberals, and they have their own reasons for prepping. Everybody does. And I prep mainly so that me and my family don't have to be dependent on the government for anything. Okay? Now, you're never going to be totally 100%, free from the government's tyranny. And yes, the government, anybody that has been paying any bit of attention knows that the government is very tyrannical right now. It's not about patriotism. I mean, yes, we do mention patriotism a lot, but that's because a lot of us are like-minded. A lot of us are patriots. We're preparing for the government to screw us over. Damn Qualcomm going off. We are not. I'm trying to find the right words here, but we prepare, but it's not because of patriotism so much as I guess you could say it's patriotism, because we have a fear of the government, and this country was founded on the fear of government becoming too big and too powerful, which it has. There are lots of reasons that people prep. I mean, you don't have to, you were saying that you have a hard time getting on with the prepping community because, you don't understand what it has to do with patriotism. prepping is a personal choice. It doesn't have to be because you're a patriot or because you're not, or anything like that. You know, you prep for you. Prep for your own reasons. You know, prep for your family. You know, because you've seen, or at least I hope you've opened your eyes enough to see that, you know, this world's gone to shit. You know, there's no other way to put it. I mean, you've seen how things were at the beginning of the year. Do you really think they're getting any better? Or do you think things are going to get worse? You know, that should be reason enough for you to prep. I mean, you don't have to be part of the community even to be a prepper. I mean, you can prep all off on your own. You know, now, I choose to not do a lone wolf because, well, statistics show that lone wolf, your odds of survival are pretty slim. You know, I prepare not only for what the government's doing, but I prepare for personal shit hit the fan reasons. I mean, like, you know, I've explained in past videos. Yeah, I was brought up. It wasn't really known as prepping back then. It was just, you know, normal life. I was brought up in a country household where, you know, you got ready for winter and off seasons and everything, you know, so you were prepared for, you know, a slowdown in everything, a slowdown in money, a slowdown in food, you know, just it was everyday life. I mean, I was brought up a lot by my grandparents and my uncle and everybody, and my grandparents, they lived through the Depression, so, you know, yeah, they always were prepared and for stuff like that to happen again, because, you know, odds are it's going to happen again. I mean, look at our national debt. You think that we're going to be able to keep going the way that we're going? I mean, they're printing money like it's water. You know, eventually it's going to catch up to us, and then things are going to really get bad. But you know, if you're prepping because of anything other than yourself and your own reasons, then you're prepping for the wrong reasons. You know, you prep for you. You prep for what it is that you see coming, or whatever you're afraid is going to happen. You don't prep because other people. You know, I was homeless, living on the streets almost 6 years ago, maybe a little over 6 years now. But you know, I was caught off guard. I stopped prepping. Okay, I became complacent, and I paid the price for it. I was homeless, living under a bridge. You know, yeah, a lot of the skills that I was taught helped me to survive. You know, but it wasn't something that was extremely pleasant to me. You know, I mean, yeah, I could catch wild game, which I did a lot of. You know, and I found sources of water. I mean, times are good for most people, so I mean, it wasn't nothing to fill up a jug of water out of somebody's spigot or something, you know. But you know, I don't ever want to be caught like that again. So I'm building up my own stability. It has nothing to do with being a patriot. It has to do with the fact that I don't ever want to have to go through that again. You know, am I a patriot? Yes. I believe in the founding principles of this country. What the hell is this guy doing? But it's not about your belief belief in the government or lack thereof. It's not about your trust or lack thereof of the government. It is about knowing that times are good and times are bad, and it's about being prepared for the bad times. You know, problem is that, you know, a lot of the bad times are actually caused by the government, by those that want to destroy our way of life, that are in the government. I mean, all you got to do is listen to them for just a little while, and it should scare you enough to make you want to prep. Honestly, I mean, you have idiots like AOC saying, well, we can just print more money. You know, well, okay, well, what's backing that money? You know, where are you going to get the resources to back up that money? Because we're no longer on the gold standard, okay? We're on the GDP standard, gross domestic product. Okay, so basically, our money is backed by our production in this country, what we can produce. Okay, now, most of our shit is shut down this year. I mean, my freight's down dramatically compared to just last year. You know, so if we're not producing product, then our wealth drops. Okay, the power of our money drops. You understand what I'm saying here? So, you know, if the value of our money is dropping because our product is not being manufactured and sold and so forth, then that means that eventually things are going to get really bad. They may not seem that bad right now, but they're going to get a lot worse. And I want to be prepared. I don't want to be caught unaware. I don't want to have to stand in a food line, you know, for hours and hours and hours for a little box of food. It's all about taking care of yourself and your family. It's not about whether or not you're a patriot or not. You know, I mean, you misunderstand. Yes, we do talk a lot about patriotism because we are patriots and we hate seeing what is happening to our country. You know, I grew up in the 70s and 80s, and you know, I remember how bad things got in the 70s under Carter. I mean, you know, I remember how hard it was to live during that era, because, I mean, there was just, they taxed you so bad, there was no money left over for anything. You know, I don't want to be so unprepared that, you know, I have to spend all my money on food because I don't have any food, and now I can't pay my gas bill or my electric bill or so forth and so on. I want to have everything I need in case things get bad. You know, I want to be able to live, you know, off grid if I need to. You know, have power sources, have water sources, you know, have heat sources that I am not dependent on, you know, public utilities, which are controlled by big corporations, which also control our government. You know, at any time they could just say, you know what, screw him, flipped him off. And now you got no power, you got no water, you got no gas, then what? And if you think it can't happen, just look at it. It's happened before in country after country after country. And I've seen instances of it happening here. I mean, not that long ago, somebody broke into, out in Colorado, I think it was, broke into the station where it controls all the the flow of natural gas. And they did some stuff in there. Now you had thousands and thousands of people without gas for a long period of time. Yeah, the city's going around trying to distribute little electric heaters and stuff, but you know, imagine how long those people had to sit in the cold. You know, I don't want to be caught off guard like that. You know, if my power goes out, I've got backup sources. I can still have power. I can still, you know, light my home. I can still watch my TV if I want. You know, if the water goes down, hey, I've got water stored up. You know, I've got ways to purify water. You know, and my water's gone out a few times. I mean, we had a water main that burst a couple of years ago in the middle of winter, and we didn't have water for about 3 days running from the tap. Well, I had plenty of water on hand and ways to filter water, so you know, I was good while everybody else is having to drive 20 miles to go and fill up jugs. I already had what I needed. You know, I had more than what I needed, actually. You know, so you know, my furnace went out a few years back. Well, I had other sources of heat. You know, so you know, I've got propane heat. I've got a way I can put a wood stove in if I need to. You know, I've got a wood camp stove, which is more than enough to heat up. I live in a mobile home. I'm not a rich man, you know, but I can run the pipe out. You know, I've already got the hole drilled in the wall, got everything set up. You know, it's all ready. All I got to do is put the pipe in, and I've got the pipe. You know, right now it's capped off, so you know it keeps out the cold. But you know, I can take that camp stove, put it in there, run the pipe out, and have my house heated within 20 minutes. You know, it's about being prepared. It's not about being a patriot. I mean, yeah, a lot of it has to do with patriotism because, you know, it's about how the founding fathers set this country up. We're not supposed to be dependent on anybody other than ourselves. Okay? So, yeah, it has a lot to do with patriotism for me as well. It doesn't have to be. You can prep for any reason. You know, I mean, I know people that prep for a zombie apocalypse. What's the odds that's going to happen? But hey, they got food, water, and everything stocked up. So, you know, I'm hoping I kind of answered your question, Dusty. I mean, if you can't get into prepping because you think that it's too patriotic or whatever, or, you know, you got to stop and look at it for your own reasons. And don't prep because you're a patriot. Prep because it's the smart thing to do. That way you're prepared. That's about all I can tell you. I appreciate it. If you guys enjoy my content, please subscribe, hit the thumbs up, share my content with other people. This has been Dan with We the People. Bless you all. Have a good day.